So we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. 8:05. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes? All right. We'll get a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve.
All those in favor?
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm good.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, so those are approved. And visitor comments?
Visitors?
Introduction of our new commission member. All right, I'll let you take over.
Sure. My name's John Lewis. I've lived in Webster for 19 years now. Recently, my wife and I partnered with Jay and Rachel Koss and other Webster residents and bought 4 buildings in the Crossroads district, 8709 through 8721. And then we opened Sylvie D's in June. And then I recently partnered with Julia's brother, and we are currently in the process of opening off now.
Is it open now? You had a soft opening, but is
He's
it?
had like a friends and family
That's
kind of.
Hey, we approved the liquor license last night.
Right.
Yeah.
Things can get rolling now.
We are ready to go.
That's an important part, right?
Yeah, right,
When
right.
is the official opening?
Well, we are working through health department stuff right now, so
Gotcha.
we're hoping next week, but
Okay.
of course, that's all dependent on, you know, the government stuff.
Hey, our government stuff's finished. We got the county now, so.
That's why you showed up this morning.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not hiding out.
We all know how the county runs.
Yep,
Great, welcome.
thank you.
So you know Julia?
Allison, Kinderfather, I work 1 day a week at Lewis and Associates.
Okay,
And I have a home there in Crossroads.
okay,
I'm Jeff Sanders. I own the 8780 building across the street from Chris's buildings. Multi-tenant building.
gotcha, okay.
And I'm Heidi Butts. I'm the orthodontist across the street from you guys. Big fan of orthodontics. All right.
I'm Fran Sidicum. I'm the one that's sending you all the emails.
Email.
Okay, thank you.
Is somebody there?
No, Jillian's
Chris is
behind
there.
you. She can see.
Hi, guys.
Let's do it you all.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh,
You've got Julian and
Oh.
Chris is with us.
Okay,
Yes, my name is Jillian McCoy. I'm a lieutenant with the Webster Groove PD.
And Chris.
and Chris has joined. Okay, Chris, do you want to introduce yourself to our new commission member? Who is John
Hey.
Lewis?
Nice to meet you. Chris Westmeyer, Digital Strike.
Nice to meet you as well.
Great. Okay, we'll move on to old business, our streetscape project update.
So can we switch that A and B because Sanan is trying to log on and he's having issues. He's the public works director.
All right. So we'll do the district's events update. So how did pickleball go, Chris?
We canceled it.
Oh,
Yeah, we had bad weather and there was some other events going on Gore that made it very, very difficult. So we just canceled it for that weekend and we're going to reschedule.
and do you have a date for the reschedule yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's funny, I thought I wrote something down, Chris.
Well, maybe you have something. You're
9:20. I got 9:25.
you're probably right. They probably just pushed it to next year.
Okay, yeah.
And the trick or treat, how did all that go?
Okay. I feel like same as last year. It was better weather,
Better, much better one.
which was good. I feel like it was busier in the morning with the Fall Fest stuff, and then for trick or treat, I probably had 15 people total. But it's fine. We should do it again for sure. You try it.
We had people actually come in, we had that little vestibule, and since nobody was gonna be outside, we left the vestibule open, and people came in and got stuff. Nice.
Is that a citywide thing? Did they do it in Coldwood Street too?
Yes.
How did the map go this year?
Oh,
So everything
great.
went fine?
Everything went
Alan?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, Alan, this person is gone,
Okay,
and so I engaged the person I used for Old Orchard and she did it.
okay. So how about
There
we just
there was
do-
some
But to
information,
answer, pardon me?
there was some information missing from Lewis, like, I don't know, but I remember there was everybody's name and then they had some stuff on the right-hand side, either phone number or email.
I'll let
I
you take
don't
a
know how
look.
they got that. Sorry.
But to answer your question, Jeff, it was going on in all three business districts, only the business district at the same time.
I think it was very busy in the other districts. But, you know,
But it's been for several years in the other districts, but this was only your second year.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
And we did have some,
So worth the effort.
yeah, worth the effort. It's just a bowl of candy. you
I
know.
was out of town this year, so I couldn't be out there with my wall costume
Put up
running up and
a
down.
pumpkin on the wall, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to the holiday walk plans for December. That's the 15th, correct?
It's the 15th. Again, there's not really much happening. I've been talking to Rachel from Sylvie D's. She's on board and involved. The bar, if they're open, they can't be open until 4 o'clock anyway with their conditional use permit. So, and it's on a Sunday, so I don't know if you guys are planning on Sunday hours.
I think so.
I was kind of trying to talk to Matt the other day and being like, you should really open right at 4, do something even from it's like 4 to 6.
What time is that? It's
I think we talked 12 to 4 is what Rachel and I were talking, just like daytime.
so you just end it.
You could just end at the bar.
Parents will be. Yes.
And then I've also been chatting with Alan a bit. And I think he's planning on doing something, but he's also so busy and kind of, I don't know, halfway out anyway. Like he's trying to fill his space, so I don't know how much longer Curie will be with us. So I don't know. Yeah, if anybody wants to do anything or participate and make it bigger, that would be great, but I know like you guys don't really do like retail
Yeah.
stuff, so it's like, you know, I
Let's see
understand
our
why you don't really want to,
Software.
right,
That sounds fun.
but I don't know, I think it's fine how it is.
Do we know what's going in the space of the one place with this next to architectures with the striped awning?
I don't
Anybody knows it?
know, no idea,
Has it been purchased?
I've heard. Maybe.
I looked through the window and is that the place that had the person who was the distributor?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
manufacturer's
uh-huh.
rep.
I
Has that been
glanced in,
purchased by anybody?
I don't know, but Julie, I went by your store and bought stuff, went by Off Elm and looked in the window to peek. And then we looked and I thought, I'm just gonna take a peek in there and it looked like everything had been moved out, so.
Yeah,
You should buy it and make it into retail.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, that guy's been there since I grew up there.
I was eyeballing the Ozark Theater.
Yeah, that's next. That's for
Yeah, it's
sale.
already under contract.
Oh,
It
really?
is?
It is.
Damn it.
But yes, for holiday walk, Sylvie D's is gonna be doing something, they have Santa that day, and she's doing like portraits with Santa. And decided it's gonna be open, having like a holiday open house shopping type thing, and then you can end at the bar, so far that's what we have. Come on out.
are you doing any food trucks or anything that?
Or not,
Okay,
yeah. We did Hacienda last year, and I think the only people who went to it were the business owners. And I think, yeah, we're just gonna encourage people to, instead of a food truck, to like get a bagel or get hot cocoa at Sylvie's type of thing instead. But again, if anybody has any ideas for interest in participating, I'm all ears.
One question, are you gonna put anything on Facebook? Last you created a Facebook event.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it seems like so small, seems silly to do it, but I don't want to downplay it either. I'll probably do something for my store. And I'm sure Rachel will do something for her signups, because she has signups for listening to sessions. So maybe we'll collaborate, but
Okay, just asking.
yeah.
Who puts this stuff on the Crossroads Facebook?
She
She
does.
does. Mine is long.
Okay. It's, honestly, what's holding me back is sometimes it's like. You put something up and then people show up and there's nobody there and they're like, I thought there was an event today, so it's almost better to like just not, and then people, I don't know. It's tricky. But. Maybe I'll partner with Rachel, make an event that's hosted by just those two businesses and then share it to the Crossroads page, so it doesn't seem like it's a district event, it's just like a. Rachel.
What's the day?
December 15th,
December 15th, yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Maybe you can talk to Matt or I'll talk to Matt.
Yeah.
Maybe we can figure something out. Assuming we're all clear.
Yeah.
Are we ready for street?
Yeah,
sweep?
he's gonna, I'm gonna have to dial him in, he can't get in, so.
Okay.
He is waiting for me to call.
As long as we're talking about the street, can I reiterate the need, police officer, lieutenant two?
Hey, Sanan.
I'm having people parking in front of Lewis all the way to the corner.
Okay.
And we've already moved the no parking sign back 10 feet and they're still parking in front of it. And that makes it very hard to come out of Alma.
I have no idea what event you're even talking about.
Okay.
This is every day.
Alma
What is it? I'm sorry.
and Big Bend.
Okay,
People park all the way to the corner of Big Bend at Alma.
Okay.
And you can't see around it can come out on Big Bend. Most people are just turning right.
So you guys ready for Sanan to give an update on the street state?
Yes.
Yes. Good morning, Sanan, you're on speaker. Yeah, speak loud though, sorry.
Sorry about not being able to attend the Zoom session today. Good morning to everyone. The county, St. Louis County Department of Transportation has a road, an ARS, the arterial road system infrastructure project for our Old Orchard Business District section of Big Bend Boulevard. This project is called titled AR 1794. Its intent is to restripe the Big Bend Boulevard section in the Old Orchard Business District. And with this, the county's intent is to remove the peak hour parking restriction on the road and restripe the road for one lane in each direction with a center turn lane. And they have plans ready for project. The project is a federal aid grant project. So they have some timelines that they are firming up on this project. I believe it is slated for federal fiscal year 26 construction. So that would be starting sometime after this next September. And so that's when their funding will be available. And the project is will make some improvements on the sidewalk and programs, ADA infrastructure for the area, because that's required when they do a roadway project. But it's mainly for addressing the preservation needs for the pavement surface there. And the striping change is just a part of that they're doing the pavement project. So they're gonna restripe at the same time.
So is this Old Orchard or Crossroads?
Yeah, he keeps saying
He
Old
keeps
Orchard.
saying Old Orchard.
Yeah, we're Crossroads.
Oh. You are Crossroads. I told him, I'm sorry, we had a late council meeting. Sanan, you were right, it is, I sent him, yeah. Give them the other update for the old orchard. I
For
apologize.
Crossroads.
I mean,
No, we're
Crossroads,
Crossroads.
for Crossroads. I'm sorry.
Crossroads, yes, there is another project for the Crossroads section of Big Bend Boulevard. That section is that one is titled AR 1851. The county is handling it this one the same way. It's a federal aid project. This one is just 1 year behind the other one, and so this one is for federal fiscal year 27 construction. So on this one, they are since this is 1 year behind the other one, they are still working on the design for this project. Portion of it is right-of-way design, ensuring that everything within the public right-of-way is taken care of, and any needs for any other right-of-way that they might have. I don't think they do. They have a road diet proposed for this section as well, but that is not very definitive yet because they're still in design. The sidewalks, there is a sidewalks portion as well because as they are doing a roadway project, they're required to establish and maintain ADA compliance. They are intending to have 6-foot wide sidewalks, but the corridor is narrow in many areas, and they are okay with a 5 feet minimum width. They brought to our attention some flower pots in the area, so we're working with them. So those are the ones that I believe our Parks and Recreation department maintains. We're making sure that they are not in the way of ADA. And they mentioned some of the A-frame signs that are put out in front of the businesses. In terms of ADA, we have a minimum requirement of 3 feet. So around obstructions like that, if we can maintain 3 feet of width, then we're compliant. They just wanted me to communicate that information to yourselves, and nothing wrong with the A-frame size or anything. It's just as long as we can make sure that 3 feet from one side or the other of it of these signs is maintained, and they are. It's the design is coming together. There is a portion near the I-44 Elm Avenue, the intersection. I believe this is on the southwest corner of Elm and Big Bend intersection. There's an area with a bench and some improvements, and so they're planning to route that sidewalk section a little differently, and they're communicating some design plans to us for that. Once I have them, I'll bring them to your attention to make sure that this works out for the business district as well. But this is all for ADA reasons. ADA is very strict rule, and so but the county understands that they need to also accommodate the business district's needs, and this is the project over there is I think we have a request to the county for additional enhancements for this project, and the county is open to it. That is by the way of some installing some street lights, I believe. And the one thing that we will need to do if we want the two projects to occur at the same time is to match their schedule. So we need to hire a consultant and get our part of the design started to incorporate that into the county's design that has already progressed to the right-of-way level currently.
So now may I ask a question? This is Laura Arnold. I know that a number of people that the county had a town hall online discussing this particular project. And one of the issues that one of our residents who's a traffic engineer brought up was the potential for the use of Continental's crosswalk design at Elm and Big Bend rather than just the dash or the standard county way, in part because there's so much school traffic on foot. Do you know if the county's open to that at all, or have we as a city pursued that with them at all?
Yeah, Mayor Arnold, Ms. Falkenrath, I think mentioned that at the TAC meeting, and then I communicated that to the county. The county actually looked at their application, and that's Ms. Falkenrath was right. Their application committed to that, and their design didn't have it, so they said they would revise their design, make sure that the continental striping would be incorporated.
Great, thank you.
Are there any other questions for someone?
So if for the request at Western Roads for additional enhancements to the design, and we have to match the county's their design schedule, where are we on that? With getting our design together to match their design schedule?
We have not selected a consultant so far. There is probably a way to do it by using the current county's consultant, and so they can then design, because they already have the design information for many things, and so it's easier to incorporate the conduits and the light poles into that design. That step has not been taken so far. The county, we don't yet know the county's design group on this, but it's just a matter of asking them and finding that out. We had our first contact with the county on this last month, and so we're getting to that phase now in terms of selecting a consultant. So if the county's consultant is not available for it, then we would need to select our own consultant for the project. It's a federal aid grant project, so it would be a little bit complex in terms of who pays for what, because the county is also getting reimbursed for their expenses on this. So it's the next step is to ask the question to the county if they would be willing to share their consultant with us, and if possible proceed with that. If not, then the next step for us would be select a consultant to design the components of the project that we want to add to match that schedule to the county's design consultant. However, with the part that we would need to do, our consultant would need to do, is going to be a very small scope compared to the county's consultant, the big project. So it would not be, it would be possible to, very possible to make that happen.
Okay.
So can I ask a couple of questions as sort of the new kid on the block here? The commission, at some point, there was a design. I don't know whether it was a technical design.
We
or...
saw a concept.
Yeah.
So you've approved a conceptual design.
Yes.
So now it has to be translated into the technical design to
I
go with
wouldn't say
county.
approved. We've seen it.
Okay,
Yes.
It was presented to us, but
okay.
I don't know that we actually gave any input on it.
Who presented it to
The
you?
county.
The county.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, why didn't you get any input? Okay. You and I were thinking the same thing. Okay,
And it was done on a Zoom meeting in here.
okay.
So they presented here. So he is with the city, right?
Sanan is our director of
Right.
public works.
He's been with us
So
for
he
3
will be
months.
running point on this. project.
Correct.
That's the most important thing, that we stay in the loop before it gets to final design, and we all say,
Yeah.
oh my
We have
gosh.
to do our lights.
where-
we have to do-
Yeah,
where we have it.
okay,
The enhancement piece,
right,
that hasn't
Right.
been done.
right. So,
That's what he's talking about.
okay, I just, in my mind, I seem to, and maybe it was from, 3 generations ago in the iteration of this project,
yeah.
given
Well,
it's been
yeah,
hanging around for
15
so
Well, yeah.
long.
It started a long time ago with
Yeah.
the Booker study that
Okay.
we paid for, and then we paid for an engineering firm to bring together a whole conceptual idea that cost the business district about 30,000.
Something like that.
So,
We're-
Sanan, do you know if you have, do you have access to, or have you seen, and Renee, you too, the conceptual design that came out of this commission?
That was before either of them were.
This
I know, but it should exist in the files,
Oh, yeah,
and
it's-
they
uh-huh,
should, they
absolutely.
should be able to take a look at it, yeah.
So this is my first time hearing about this, and I'm sure it does exist somewhere. Sanan, I'm not trying to overspeak, please jump in, but we'll have to go.
Yeah.
We will go research it. And thank you for bringing that up, because I was not aware that there was a.
And my guess, it will be housed in planning rather than public works, because at that time, Mara Perry was the staff liaison to this
Right,
commission.
and I was assuming.
When you go looking for it, that's where I think it
And
might
it
be.
never made it
Okay.
to public works, it was still.
Yeah.
I was assuming he has
Yeah.
never even seen it.
Exactly, that's what, so that was part of mine, is I want,
Okay,
given that this project has a much longer life, I think, than any of the other infrastructure projects that we're talking about, I know there's stuff in this building or in the file system that would probably be useful to you and Sanan in moving forward, rather
Thank
than
you.
trying to reinvent the wheel here.
yeah, we don't want to
Yeah.
reinvent wheels.
Because in that meeting, they also talked about the bridge replacement on Big Bend. They're gonna tear that bridge
Yeah.
down and reduce it, the size of it.
Okay.
Although if there's any hope of getting the county and the state to do something at the same time, that
And
much.
then throw our stuff in top.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there also an RFP?
Federalism.
That we've been waiting on the RFP,
So this is what he's talking about, but
that's what it.
going behind, we're having to work in tandem. Because they're gonna be built, we don't wanna go in and put things in place, and then the state. The county, I'm sorry, is working behind us and taking everything up. So they're digging trenches, they're doing a lot of the support work. And so our part technically is easy. And that's what Sanan was talking about with getting a design. Either we piggyback, which would be ideal, off their design contract, and we legally can do that if they will agree to allow us to do that. And therefore, our design, our concepts, we can hand it to them and they can, they can reenact it and put it together, or we have to hire someone and do it separately, but we can't do it before, we can't start work until they start work.
When you say legally piggyback, that
Yeah.
means we don't have to do the RFP
We don't have to do-
process, we have a
right,
good
right,
reason for
right,
going, yeah, just
right.
wanna make sure I understood what that meant.
Similar to sole source, but
Yeah,
so it's already in place, so we can, it's already something in place, it's the state. That means whoever they're using should technically be a part of the state procurement contract, so we can use that. That's something that municipalities have access to use.
The city would not have to pay a fee or pay part of the fee for that,
Oh, we're gonna still have to pay what we have to pay.
for the design.
Yes, sir. We're still going to have to pay
Maybe a
our part.
percentage of the, whatever's gonna happen.
And so that's the other thing, when he was saying how the complication is the county is getting reimbursed for certain things, so we would have to figure out what are we paying for, what are you paying for, what are we piggybacking on that you've already done? And so that's where the complication comes into place. But it's not saying we're not working it, we are, but
So we might be better off hiring an overseer that the city employs.
I'm gonna leave that to the deputy city manager, director of public works to figure out. Just because I'm not sure our scope is enough to justify that in this project. And then they
Right.
know more than I do.
Right now, in this instance, Sanan is running point. He has great relationships with folks, not only on the private side, but on the public side. So he actually has worked with several of the people that are already involved with the county in constructing this. For me, that's a win-win. So he has those relationships.
Sanam was he with U City?
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so,
Do you know? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really know him, but at least he's got the experience to know.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Thank you, Sanan. She's still
Sanan.
there?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Let him go do other public works.
My question was, what are continental crossroads?
It's a way you stripe it. It's, instead of making the stripe for a crossing a lane, it's when you put the big wide. Right, the Beatles, Abbey Road, that's a
Oh.
continental crosswalk. I should have just started there.
Okay.
And apparently the greater visibility, drivers are less likely to creep into them. At least that's what the traffic engineers say.
People might.
I don't know.
actually stop.
Do you think that's true or no?
It's criminals.
They've done that on Guyer now in Kirkwood, and it's pretty effective. People actually are paying attention to it.
Maybe in the beginning, at least they pay attention, would be the
Because like, what's this on-
retention
what's
of,
that on the road?
That area right there, it's so busy in general. And people are just so inattentive in that area.
Yeah.
I mean, they blow through those stops or those stoplights and then, you have some issues for sure.
Well, yeah, and what he didn't mention as part of the project, there's gonna be a little reconstruction of the intersection to make at least pedestrian refuge a little better
Yeah.
for the school kids.
Yeah, well, and that's what worries me, and every time I'm, coming into work, I see the kids, going to school and coming in, I'm thinking, all it takes is one car to use.
There is also the Safe Streets for All Task Force,
Mhm.
and they've got a few projects in the works that some are near Crossroads. That should actually line up right around this time, I think they're doing 2026.
I'm sorry, I had to
Under the
add
terms,
these years up.
yeah, I think under the terms of the grant, we have to have them done by FY 26.
I think it's 27 because
Oh,
we're
it is
not gonna do
27, okay.
anything until we get an environmental review. That's a
Step number 1.
6 to 9 month process. Hopefully 6 months, not 9 months. And then we can't even do procurement until after the environmental
Okay.
is done. So we're in 24, so we're looking into late 25. And then, but to respond to what you said, yes. So those are demonstration projects, as you know, because you're part of the task force. And it should be helpful. We should get feedback that will be very helpful as far as how to proceed going forward.
Yeah.
Especially over by you guys, because the bridge, the path, walking the kids, walking across the train tracks, all of those things are things that.
And a lot of those projects are, they're all temporary and they're like trials to see how
Yeah.
different types of things work. So it should be interesting. It's like lights that are timed differently depending on the hour, different types of crosswalks that are either lit from the ground or,
Blinking ones, once it, somebody can push a button and it's blinking.
yeah.
And so the goal, we applied for the grant because they're as demonstration projects, there is a implementation grant. So in theory, you test out these, figure out what works for your community, then you go back for the full grant. With the change of federal administrations, who knows whether the full grant will still be available? We hope so. I hope that safe streets are not partisan, but who knows? Sorry, yeah, I gotta look there.
Me.
Right, okay, commission vacancies, so we have one more vacancy.
I spoke to, I can never remember her name, Angela from Locke.
Mhm.
Is that her name, Angela? Or
Amanda,
Amanda, thank you. And she's very interested. I guess she used to be on the board in Old Orchard when her salon was over there, or was part of the trade association.
she was.
And she like, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. So hopefully she's gonna do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fran, do you have contact information for me?
I do,
Could you send it to me? I'll just
I will.
kindly ask her if she would mind joining
I
me.
will.
Be nice to have something down at that end too, because then we can
Yeah.
kind of get all the points.
All right. Okay, new business, our 2025 meeting schedule. Do we want to keep it on Wednesdays at 8? Does that work for everybody?
See, you're listing it till 9:30.
I noticed that too, because I've never been here till 9:30.
Me neither.
Heidi's good.
That's just for blocking the room though.
Yeah.
All right, so we will stay with that schedule. And in January, we have our elections for this board, so if anybody wants to take my place, you go right back.
Why would we want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that to me every year. And then, so normally we don't have the meeting in December because everybody gets really busy with the holidays, just your holiday schedule with your families, and if you have kids, it's like crazy at school, all the stuff you have to do. So if that's still okay with everybody, we won't have our December meeting and then we skip right to January.
Then I've already got no Crossroads.
Right.
Okay.
So that puts us. So January would be the 15th. Am I on that page?
14th.
15th. Wednesday.
15th
Oh,
in
you know what? I
January.
need to get on the right meeting. That's what we need to do. Yes.
2025.
2025. Everybody's good with that? And then do we have a idea of when we want to discuss our CID again?
January.
So should we plan for January and then we can plan the closed meeting portion of that?
For January,
Mhm.
okay.
And I have, on that same subject, I have reached out to Schnooks to see if they would consider putting another representative back on the board too,
Mhm.
so I haven't heard back yet.
Okay. So we will reach out again and see if we. Mhm.
Yeah.
And this,
Well, we've got some contentious issues with them right now, so maybe not.
Oh, with Schnooks.
With some flooding related things.
Yeah.
and then who's gonna be, will she be our staff liaison then, as far as the election goes, since Eric's not?
Are you talking about me? My name's
Yes.
Renee.
Renee, I mean, will Renee be the,
Yes.
She's
I am
the new
staff
Eric.
liaison.
She's the new Eric.
keep them on paperwork. Plan secretary.
Okay, BDC update.
BDC update, still our main goal that we're talking about right now is just really bridging that gap between business owners and the city and just keeping that communication open. We had a really successful happy hour where we partnered with the Chamber of Commerce in September, so we're doing that again in January, I believe, the end of January. We will also be continuing our coffee hours. We started a subcommittee that is open to other business owners that are not on the BDC board. So we can have other more like regular monthly meetings to get their feedback. Most of it's retail restaurant. That's how the Fall Fest thing came up. Try to get a citywide type of initiative. We're gonna try to do those quarterly. So Fall Fest was citywide. Overall, people said it was pretty successful, especially for the first one. For winter, we decided to just kind of band together and all use the hashtag Webster Wonderland and to just keep tagging Explore Webster Groves to utilize that community calendar that's already in place on the city. So we're just encouraging people to engage with what we already have. And we're planning something hopefully for the spring.
So I just wanted to mention with the subcommittees, which I think is great. Please bear in mind, you all are all appointed. The subcommittees actually flow through you.
Right.
So any recommendations, any suggestions, notes, whatever, this commission has to support and approve passing it through to the council. So the subcommittee does not have the ability to, they have no authority as far as outside. This is the authority right here.
Or in this case, BDC, yeah.
Yeah. But still, it still has
principle
to flow
applies.
up. Yes, has to flow up. So I think there was a bit of confusion on that. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Because we want this to be great. So, but we need to stick to the protocol. Because I had to go back and read the handbook and just make sure.
Yeah,
Of what
we should definitely talk about that at the BBC meeting tomorrow because
Yeah,
I think there is like some confusion on the
Yeah.
protocol, but I think everybody's heart is in the same place.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so,
I think we added that as an agenda item.
Yeah,
to discuss. Yeah.
but that's BBC. We're just trying to, like I said, bridge communication between business community and city.
And city update, Renee.
Yeah, so last week, we started something that we're working on. It's called SourceLink. And it's through the National League of Cities. And basically, the city of Webster is working on compiling a digital platform that will provide resources to entrepreneurs. And we're trying in hopes of attracting more folks here. And so it went really well. And I was supposed to reach out to the mayor because she was going to be a panelist and I forgot, but it was okay.
That's okay.
I know.
No one gets to hear me talk more.
But it was really, really good. And so we had people participated, and these would be resource partners. So everything from angel capital to folks that do coaching, to people that help write business plans, to people that would just help mentor new businesses. So what would really be great going forward, I would really like to see involvement from the existing business community here. And honestly, the first meeting was a resource of just what I mentioned. But I think that in order for this to be really successful, folks that are already here should be at least participate or have a good knowledge of what's happening. For me, I think it's extremely exciting because we have so many great things happening here, from the arts destination to the food, to great boutiques and shops. You're opening up a business, and we're looking for folks. We want folks to come here. So what I am going to do is just send out the recorded link, share it with y'all so you guys can see what we did and you can just be abreast of what's happening. And if you know people that are interested in coming to Webster, this will be a good opportunity to just kind of, pour them to us, because we want to give people as much encouragement and support as possible in building their businesses here.
Awesome.
I should just note that, this is, obviously we have some staff time to it, but it's paid for by grants
Yes.
that, Renee and Marie put together at National League of Cities, so.
No, it was Eric.
Oh, it
We're gonna
was?
give Eric his
Sorry, I got
his
it.
props on that one. If that was Eric started it, I inherited it.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I might add a couple things to the city update. One is that the Journey to Webster Groves, that's journey2wg.com. That's our comprehensive plan survey. If you haven't done it, it closes at the end of the week, so please do that. The most talked about project in Webster right now seems to be the KVC Children's Hospital proposal at the old Edgewood Great Circle KVC site, whatever generation of Webster Groves you are. The city council have a public hearing on that proposal January 7th. It was approved by the plan commission, so it comes to us. And then last, you mentioned the handbook. We do have a boards and commissions handbook now. There's a digital edition on the website in the boards and commissions page, but I can get anyone a paper copy if they would like one. Would anyone like a paper copy? You don't have a doorstop place? All right, thank you.
How many pages is it?
It's actually not that long.
It was short.
I think
It was
it's
nice.
20 maybe pages.
Yeah, I think I read.
With all the appendices. Yes, you were not, I think you might so far still be one of the few that's read the whole thing.
Where do we access it?
It's on the, right on the boards and commissions page of the city website.
And we can send the link out.
Oh, if you're gonna send in the
Yeah,
other
we
link,
can-
why
we
don't you
can
just
send
send
the
them
link
both?
out.
That would be great,
Yeah,
thank
we can
you.
Send that link out.
All right, does anyone have anything else? Nope. All right, may I get a motion to adjourn? I will motion to adjourn. All right, Allison, can I get a second? Julia, all those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed, say nay. All right, you guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. That was backwards.
Yeah.
Happy Hanukkah, all that you,
Go
all
Webster,
that
be
you
careful.
celebrate.
You-
Happy New Year.
Renee?